So I'm on here right now to do an update video involving Ahmaud Arbery and the McMichaels. But let's be real here. Ahmaud Arbery is not the one that's on trial, but they'll associate his name with it because he was the victim. But the McMichaels are the ones on trial, and we have to make sure that that is what stays in the forefront. But who we're talking about today is this faded into obscurity, parakeet looking individual that you see on your screen by the name of Jackie Johnson. If you don't know who Jackie Johnson is, she was the district attorney who was basically not doing her job. Like, she was literally prepared, if she could have it her way, to let the McMichaels practically get away with killing or murdering Ahmaud Arbery, and damn near did. But with enough pressure, it went against her, and she basically tried her best to pin everything that was going on Ahmaud Arbery. No surprise there. But now it has just come out that Jackie Johnson has been indicted in the connection to the Ahmaud Arbery investigation. Now, I have not read this article as of yet, but I truly believe that she was probably tampering with some things to try to make the McMichaels appear one way or to get off. But the way it's looking for the McMichaels, based on the last couple of updates that I have seen, even though it hasn't been really much since the last time we've talked about them, they have mountains on top of mountains of evidence that could send them away for a very long time. Remember, one of the last words that we heard from Ahmaud Arbery's mother was she wanted them to get the death penalty. So it's no forgiveness on her part, which thank God there is not. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this article that's coming from CNN. It was posted on September 3rd, 2021. A former district attorney in Georgia has been charged after allegedly interfering with the arrest of a man involved in the 2020 shooting death of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. Former Brunswick District Attorney Jackie Johnson has been indicted on charges of violating her oath as a public officer and obstructing a police officer. Both charges are in connection to Johnson's alleged actions surrounding the investigation of the fatal shooting of Arbery while he was jogging through a Glenn County subdivision on February 23, 2020, according to the indictment. Gregory McMichael, his son Travis McMichael, and neighbor William Bryant are charged with murder in connection with Arbery's death. The three pled not guilty. During a virtual press conference Friday, Wanda Cooper Jones, Arbery's mother, said that Johnson should serve time in jail. She didn't pull the trigger, but she is just as much to hold accountable as the three guys who actually did this to Ahmaud, said Cooper Jones. Johnson, on the day of the shooting, prevented two Glenn County police officers from exercising their duties by directing that Travis McMichael should not be placed under arrest, contrary to the laws of the said state, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof, the indictment said. Johnson is also accused of violating her district attorney oath by showing favor and affection to Greg McMichael during the investigation, according to the indictment. CNN has attempted to reach Johnson for comment. She has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing and defended her actions, including in an interview with a local radio station in Jessup in May 2020. Our office is committed to ensuring those who are entrusted to serve are carrying out their duties ethically and honestly, Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr said in a statement. While an indictment was returned today, our file is not closed, and we will continue to investigate in order to pursue justice. The charge of violating the oath of public office is a felony that carries a sentence of 1 to 5 years in prison. The charge of obstructing and hindering a law enforcement officer is a misdemeanor that carries up to 12 months. At the press conference, Arbery's family and lawyers applauded the indictment and commended Carr's investigation. Well, don't applaud too loudly and too long. Let's wait and see if she actually will be found guilty of what she is and actually see what kind of sentencing she's going to get. We set a precedent that prosecutors now have to bear responsibility for the injustices on top of the tragedies where we see far too many of our children taken away from us without any accountability, family attorney Ben Crump said. The indictment additionally states that Johnson sought the assistance of Waycross Judicial Circuit District Attorney George E. Barnhill and after recusing herself, allegedly recommended Barnhill take over as a prosecutor without disclosing she had sought his assistance about the case. Johnson recused herself from the Arbery probe shortly after the shooting, citing Gregory McMichael's 20-year tenure as an investigator with the Brunswick District Attorney's Office. Barnhill later recused himself from the case, citing a connection to one of the defendants. At pretrial hearings, prosecutors said that Gregory McMichael called Johnson on the day of the shooting and left a voicemail. It is not clear if Johnson responded. Jackie, this is Greg, the elder McMichael, is heard saying on the voicemail, "Could you call me as soon as you possibly can?" And it says my, and then it says inaudible, so they can't make out what he said. And I have been involved in a shooting. I'm guessing he said my son have been involved in a shooting, and I need some advice right away. Could you please call me as soon as you possibly can? Thanks. Bye. Johnson lost re-election for her district attorney seat last November. The Arbery investigation was eventually appointed to the Cobb County District Attorney's Office 2 months after the shooting, following involvement from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Lee Merritt, an attorney for Arbery's family, told CNN's Chris Cuomo on Thursday that the indictment is relief for the family, who said he has been left in the dark for months after the shooting. What this means for us is a signaling to other prosecutors that if they are not forthcoming with the evidence, if they somehow participate or put their finger on the scale of justice, that they can face consequences themselves, Merritt said. At the press conference, Cooper Jones said she was very appreciative of the way things are going, but at the end of each day, Ahmaud is never coming home. So that's the whole entire article right there. I already knew this woman was shady just by her antics after the shooting occurred and how she, quote unquote, handled this situation or did not handle the situation the way that she was supposed to. And so they pretty much all know each other. They're all pretty much in bed with each other. She didn't want nothing to happen to this guy, and that's exactly why she's in the position that she's in now. Hopefully they throw the book at her ass and she goes to jail for as long as they possibly can throw her. If they say 1 to 5 years, give her the 5. Plus the additional 12 months. So that'll be what, 6. Let that be her little punishment. And I say little because it ain't much. You know, it's unfortunate that she can do something as shady and underhanded like this that could have possibly gotten the McMichaels not to be charged with anything. And she thought she was still going to walk around here. So they definitely need to deal with her immediately and nip this in the bud. Now, when they're going to deal with her, as like if they have to go to a trial involving her, I don't know if they're going to wait until after the McMichaels trial or if they're going to handle her before their trial begins. Because for her, it seems like it's a pretty open and shut thing. It doesn't seem like they have to do much. But something tells me if they wait until after, it'll be because they want to see what the verdict will become or will be for the McMichaels to determine her punishment before they even go to a trial with her. But either way, it shouldn't really matter because she still did something underhanded at the same time. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.